Well, well.
Ah, this guy.
What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see where this leads.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Ah, tell him you're quite the wizard in the kitchen. A true chef.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn up.
You can thumb through one of the holes in my garb and say, these provide cool in summer.
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Rub your chin, tell him you're trying to recall the last time you bathed. What month is this?
Just as I thought. That explains
That
what's
last
besieging
part.
my nostrils.
Oh, that last part.
So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can cook, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
Assume a sad face and tell him you're mightily disappointed.
I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's
boy.
made of sterner stuff, I'm afraid.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
Here's everyone. Here.
I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to this.
Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Uh-huh.
We just skip to the part where
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
The indignity. Too much weight. Water sloshes inside. Yeah, I don't need that.
I ain't saying nothing.
Bloody dwarves, I'll come back to you, and you better be
Don't need anything else. Alright, time to talk to the dwarf here.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
That right? I always knew you'd turn up rotten, Ben Mest. You're kind of always...
Ask what you're meant to be hearing.
The ship, of course.
Why and listen to the sounds
A
of the
wave
ship.
of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash, and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Come on, please, Losa. I forgot how to sing.
Well, say the sea sounds angry, like it's trying to
The
capsize the
fellow
ship.
cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close.
Close eyes and try to let the ambient sounds on the ship fade away.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
More appetizing things coming out of
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Turnips and water are all I
What's it supposed to mean?
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful
Wheel.
idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Ask why he's so excited about reaching Fort Joy. You haven't heard anything good about the place.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Take my leave, I guess.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Okay, outlaw. But then there's soldier. For some reason, your instinct cries out to salute. Cries out to salute to Ifan. So you do. Maybe? Move closer, but clench my fist in case things go
He
south.
leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Ask Ifan why the Magister suspects him of murder.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing.
maybe that has the Magister's more concern.
Ifan
Okay.
grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Ask Ifan what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it?
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask Ifan if he knows anything about where you're headed.
The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Tell Ifon that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make.
Not eager to bow before the great Bishop Alexander, son of the Divine himself. My sentiments exactly. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
Ah.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Say that it's Gil.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you. At once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Aw.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Wonder what she's doing.
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
Brown, whose fate is she deciding?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She can decide fate with the dice cast so that she can read the future and crow entrails as well.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
You don't see why not. Extend your
She
arm.
gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
I mean, wide-eyed, that's exactly right.
Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
And I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a Your Majesty.
Huh.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you have put a...
Well, I think that's everybody I can talk to, so,
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
ask if he'd be fine. Uncollared like a dog and stuck in a ship's hold with a corpse and a murderer on the loose.
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir. But we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Keep those bolts trained on her.
Nothing else
And if
I
she
can make,
tries to
Your
run,
Majesty.
shoot her.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Address the sorcerer and ask her what she meant by "there are others whose lies must
It
end.
means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh. Well, there went everybody.
What's happened?
I definitely want that then. Oh. Have durability? What? Oh geez. I was not expecting that actually. Huh, well.
Oh! What? What happened? Must have been the turnips.
Slap him in the face. He needs to get up. Grab a nearby cup and throw some water in his face.
Water? Wine, for goodness sake. Oh.
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness.
Oh, well, okay.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
Hold your chest, listen
You
for
hear
Arby.
a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just. The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, grayish-black clouds swirl through them.
Take your shoulder.
No.
Oh, well,
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Reassure her you'll get her out of here,
It's
here
no
if you can.
use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Uh-huh. That's... Oh, geez. Bloody mess here.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Okay. Wonder if that guard's back down there. Oh. Hey, sheep. Guess what? The flies buzzing around your head didn't mean a darn thing, did it? Well, the guard's not down here, so... Guess we go back upstairs. Well, for that. You. Dome of protection. Not enough source points. Oh. Source for that. Huh? Guess we gotta go upstairs now. Why am I taking all that? I don't know why I'm taking all that. That's seriously... Oh, wait. Oh, what's in here? Oh, more gold. Okay, well. Oh, well. There should be like a Magister guard pile or here. I wonder if that's that what I'm looking for? No. That's what I'm... No. A source town, huh? Oh. Oh, bug. Got all these. I've got all these keys, and none of them fit to anything. Sometimes I tell you. Hook up the hammer. Hey boy.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching.
Call out to the hound and ask what's the matter.
The dog notices you for the first time and snarls, the hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much.
Please, make it stop.
Tell the dog you're not the one who did this. You'd stop if you could. Stop it if you could.
Sorcerer!
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Oh. See if we can do that a little different.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood. The dog notices you. It sneezes suddenly.
Can't smell.
Please, make it stop.
Ask the dog if its job isn't to hunt sorcerers. Tell it to go find the one who did it.
Too much. Can't smell. Can't breathe.
The dog whines and continues pawing.
Oh. Let's try. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this set done properly.
Long before this thing snaps into splinters.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose. The dog notices it sneezes.
Can't smell.
Please, make it
Chip
stop.
isn't going to last much longer. Decide it's best dog out of its misery.
The hound sees you reach for your weapon and growls, bearing
No. No.
The hound paws desperately at his snout. It winces
shout
as
to the
it
dog.
draws blood from its
It has to
wet
get out of
black
here, the
nose.
ship is going
the
to
dog
sink.
notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge. It sneezes suddenly and paws.
Can't smell. Please, make it stop.
Oh. Now to the dog, you're not the one who did this. You'd stop it if you could.
The dog whines.
Damn it. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Thank the gods. By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
Finger your collar. You can help him if you can get the stupid device off you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny.
Snarl, that's right. There's a mutiny, and if you want to see his family again, he'll stand down. Successful.
Do what you must.
Okay.
Get on with you. Just leave me be.
Oh, okay. Sure thing, buddy. A little sad, but okay. Oh, what's in here?
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. God
Okay.
damn it. Need to get off this wreck, and quick.
Let's just keep looting the bodies.
Great gods. Something's pounding on the hull.
Oh, well, what do you know?
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No, no, no. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree?
Huh.
It catches fire. It turns into must when wet. It cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
There's something familiar about the way he's holding that book.
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to.
That's it. The elf. He's the elf that was reading the book.
Please, I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
Seems quite sensible.
Indeed. Just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
Well, that just means more stuff. Ooh, a bow. All right.
The marking on the door was painted. You press your palm against the door to open it.
Wait, didn't I grab a key? Oh, didn't loot him. And I didn't loot the jet either. What? Wait, what?
The moment you touch the door, your belly doesn't budge. The door groans
Oh, okay.
open. But an
Deathmark! I need to get out of here now!
Oh, good part of a sword. Okay. Hold on. Wait, what? Cracked sword. Good part of a sword. We got a good part of a sword, cracked sword, fine. Invalid combination. Oh, okay. Oh. Interesting. Oh, I guess that works. Okay. Oh, get out of here. Up the way we go. Don't want to forget the loot here. Can't miss loot.
I need to get off this ship.
Right. I screwed that up.